There's a share my screen. Do I see everything okay?
Yep.
Let me switch you guys over to the corner. You're not overlaid on the images, and I guess let's just go down the line. Bypass Dave till he comes. Okay, Alan.
Oh, okay. So this is a little coot chick. So that was taken about a week or so back there in the wetlands area, and yeah, they're kind of cute little guys. So lots of color on them for some reason, but
Yeah.
not much else to say about it, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Pretty fluffy. I think these things are only maybe a day or so old. So
Yeah.
and I've been reading up a little bit about some of these birds, and most ducks, I guess, they have to fend for themselves right off the bat. They feed themselves, but this one I saw it was getting fed by its mother. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess they start them out a little bit. Wow, those feathers, the coloration's just amazing.
yeah. It's,
Yeah.
and they're not a colorful bird, right? When the adult ones are just pretty well all black, but these young ones are pretty colorful.
Yeah. Now their beaks stay orange though, right?
Do they? I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Yeah.
Anyway, I liked it was the vivid colors that were pretty
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
attractive.
When I first glanced at this, I saw this and thought maybe there was something going over his leg.
Like, I was going to take that out.
Yeah, I think I would, because it just kind of confuses the issue. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I would probably get these. Well, that one doesn't too bad, but this one here too, or at least move it back to about here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I like the reflections.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know if a
But
very slight vignette might help. I don't know.
I was just looking at it now. It's been a while since I really looked at this, but it looks like the highlights are maybe a little bit too sharp or too bright.
Yeah, too bright.
Yeah, maybe a little too bright.
Yeah.
You could probably take a gradation back here and bring some of that down, but yeah, don't lose any of this.
Right.
Backlighting up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing what you see when you come back to something that you.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll do like an edit and then I'll walk away and a day or two later look at it and it's always more critical or different.
Yeah.
And even months later, sometimes you'll see something. What was I thinking? And then, of course, years later, when you learn more, you'll go back and say, "Wow, did I really edit it this way?" And then you just change it up completely. So, it's an ongoing process.
Good.
All right. Kind of ibis.
This is another shot of another ibis. Yeah. They're fairly uncommon, although I've seen more of them recently than usual. But the colors in these birds are just spectacular. So
yeah.
Oh wow, they're really spectacular.
They're iridescent, right? So you have to catch them at the right light on them. So
yeah. I like the hummingbirds.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think about maybe darkening this foreground up a little bit so your eye goes more toward the bird?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
I mean, I like the way this come around to frame it, but this could be maybe a little darker.
A bit too bright.
Yeah, and this here too. Yeah, this highlight across here.
Okay.
Let's just do a quick look see here. I mean, you could do it easily with just Well, you could do it with a curves layer and just stay in Photoshop, but let's go into Camera Raw. So it would be the same as if you were still in Lightroom. And take a look at it that way. Yeah, I would just get a big, good sized brush and, you know, maybe just come along here. And then I turn off, where's auto masking? Always have trouble finding it on this. There it is. Yeah, I turn that off so everything fills in. Sorry about your signature.
No problem.
All right. So got a little bit on the wing there. Go back. Yeah. Yeah, listen. So let's try taking the highlights down first, just a little bit in the whites.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not quite so much. Somewhere in there. You might want to try a little contrast too. A little contrast and then take the whites down just even a little more. Yeah, let's see how that looks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I think that's all it needs.
Good call. Yeah. Good one.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Just maybe put your sunglasses on here.
Yeah.
Wow.
This
Love
was
it.
this was an ibis as well. Obviously, I'm sure you can see it, but I started off with a little bit of the topaz effect on it, and then I kind of went a little bit wild with the topaz, and I figured
I love that, Alan.
I was thinking of printing this on metal, and that's why I made it even more vivid than what I would.
That'll get their attention.
Yeah,
And this is starting to look like another bird back here.
yeah.
Well, it isn't. So
Yeah. Oh, and you left your cell phone in the shot.
what's
Mhm.
that?
Oh, that's great.
Too
Yeah.
much?
Well,
Is that a bit too much?
Not
Just-
for me. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, if you print this on metal, it would just go pow. It really
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just waiting for it to start moving.
Anyway, that's what I decided to do with that. So.
Yeah, I almost had a flashback there. Okay.
Yeah, I really like this shot. This is there's I think there's seven of them here. And they were so tight formation. And I don't know if you know, but these pelicans can have a wingspan up to about 9 feet.
Wow.
You can imagine, you know, I think you'd have to be pretty careful in the middle.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's, I just find there's lots to look at in this image.
Alan, did you take out the natural sky?
No, this is
gray
a
it down?
Or? No, this is the natural sky. This is the way it
Really?
was.
Yeah, overcast gray day, it looks like to me. You know, I'm seeing you did some selective sharpening and probably should have knocked it back on the on the background here.
I don't think I did actually.
Yeah, see, it kind of bled in here. Yeah, was that
You know, that was
Topaz?
it was Topaz AI
Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah, you gotta be careful with artifacts with it. It's
okay, I didn't
still
notice that.
not quite 100%. Now, usually what I do when I use AI, Topaz AI now is I'll take the image into Photoshop first. I'll duplicate the layer and then take it to AI, so that if you get stuff like this, you can just bring it right back,
Okay.
the original one.
I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, it's subtle when you're down, but I see it. Yeah, I get that a lot. It's even worse when it's on the parts of the bird that you want to sharpen up, and you start getting those oddball digital patterns.
right.
Yeah, so you got to bring them back and try a different way of sharpening those areas. Now there is a mask in Topaz AI, but I find it's kind of slow and rough to get really precise. So
What I've been doing, I've been running most of the images that I have through either Topaz AI or the other one in Lightroom. And what I found
Lightroom is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So
what I found was it would work better. Some images would work better in the different software.
yeah, I think AI lends itself a little more to when you have motion blur or camera blur, which is easy to do with a long lens and moving objects. That Topaz helps a lot. But then you end up with these artifacts a lot of times. So if you dial down, from the automatic settings, sometimes they go away, but then it's not enough oomph to make
work doing it.
Yeah, make the motion blur go away. So or sharpen it up enough. So yeah, it's kind of a dance back and forth till you get a compromise that works. And then if there's still some in areas, and again, if you've already duplicated a layer, you can make a mask and then pull through the original one from underneath in the areas that you need to. Do you follow that, or
yeah? No, I know what you're saying. I think doing it would be another question, though. So,
well, you want me to run through it real quick just so you can see it?
Well, sure, if I've got time.
Well, I always got time. Yeah, let's just open this in Photoshop. And so if you on the layer, if you hit Command J, or if you're on a PC, that would be Control J. That would duplicate your layer. The other way is to just drag it down here to this plus. So once you have that, then you can go up here to your filter section, and there's your plugins there. So you go to Topaz Photo AI.
Getting a big storm here right now, guys.
Oh, well. Oh, looks like we got some updates. Well, we'll do those later. All right, so let's see here. Let's just go like 200% and see if there's anything. So if you do subject detected, it's going to show you when it's masking. And see, a lot of times it's not enough.
Okay.
And if you just mouse over that, it will show you what it needs. And you can go over here to refine and add. So if you wanted to add this guy, and see how it just kind of paints little areas at a time as you go around. Yeah, you just have to hold your mouse down and just kind of go along and get everything.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then go back and hold down your Option key, I think, or no, doesn't. No, you have to go to subtract and just get rid of the ones that bleed over. So, yeah, we'll add a few more here. Doesn't look like it wants to do that. It would be nice if it had a
could hit the add button.
You have to hit add. Oh, I was still in subtract. I'm sorry, I thought it flipped over. Thanks. There we go.
Excuse me a minute.
Yeah, so we'll just concentrate on this guy and go back to subtract and see if they'll just take that little clump out. All right.
So doing it like this, then, Sandy, would eliminate the
To a point, yeah, it'll keep it off the background at least, let's say I do an overkill on this, or maybe it would go the other way. Let's see here. So we don't want to remove, well, let's see if it does anything with this. If it's artifacts, if it thinks it's noise, that'll be interesting. Doubt it. Nah, it's not going to do anything with that. Let's even try strong. Have to move you guys. I can't see when it's updating. There we go. It's updated. Yeah, it did get rid of it. Look at that. So I guess you could bring it back and get rid of it that way.
Okay.
Let's take it down to just here and see what happens. And you can see I got my strength and detail down really low here.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So
Right on.
yeah, so let's just do that. All right, so it's back. So if I come at 1:1 here, yeah, this is small. I'll have to go bigger than that. Let's say we're going to do the opposite of what we normally would do. Well, no, we could go the way I want it. Like, see here, it's too much. We're getting artifacts, and on here it's not so much. So on this layer, what we would do is make a mask using the little mask icon down here. It has a white mask, and then with a brush, having black in the foreground, just get yourself a brush. In this case, it would be a fairly small one. You can just and make sure your flow and opacity is up to 100%, and then just go in there and get rid of that. Just in the areas where you don't want it.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
Like that, see. So you can get very selective, and then basically between the two, you'll have something that'll work for you. Now you don't have to go 100%. You know, like say you wanted to keep some of this, you could go like maybe 20% by hitting the 2. See, now it's 20%, and then just kind of stroke it back and forth, just kind of almost like buffing it down. You know, so you're doing it all at once. You know, like here you can do the same thing, you know, just kind of mush it in a little bit. Like here it might be a little strong, so maybe just go like that.
Excellent.
Yep, that'll do it.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure.
So I was out photographing birds yesterday, and right across the river there's a golf course, and there's these guys playing golf. So this is what I got of them, and again, I just to make it a little bit more interesting. It was a nice lighting the way it was, but I thought by putting a little topaz through it, it would you know, turn it into more of a painting type look. So that's
Yeah. How do we get 5?
I'm sorry.
How do we get a 5-some?
That's a good question. Obviously doing something wrong.
Yeah. Well, if they're playing quick, I guess no one's complaining, right?
But I just like the composition of it. So
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
these topaz, you know, to be honest with you, although the topaz affected it somewhat, and then I think I also put an oil filter on it, the oil painting filter from Photoshop as well. It really doesn't alter it all that much, to be honest with you. So it was just a nice light, little diffused.
Yeah, I like the painterly effect, especially up in here.
Alan, it does look, the effect is like a French Impressionist painting in Pizarro or Sicily, one of these guys.
Yeah,
I like the effect.
thank you.
Yeah.
I think it would look good on a golf calendar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you bet.
So Topaz has an oil painting filter.
No, that's Photoshop has that.
Uh-huh.
Well, Topaz has them too, but
If you look
you just
real
gotta
close,
find them.
yeah, if you zoomed in real close on it, you would see the little effects of the oil swirling things.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see them up in here.
Really neat.
Mhm. Well, Dave, I'm glad you're here. You're next.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dave.
Okay.
Who's this cutie?
Oh, yeah. Here's an alpaca. Since I had that zoo file open last week when I was showing the crown crane, I thought I'd send this one along. Isn't he the cutest thing you've ever seen? And Paula,
Yes.
I was thinking about you when I posted this one because you spent time brushing the twigs off your gorilla.
Yeah.
And please excuse me for not going that distance on this picture, but
This works with the
it's just so
alpaca.
darn cute with all the twigs and the.
Yeah. No,
I
this
didn't
is
spend the
great.
time to fix his hairdo.
I think he's competing with that little chick we saw. I don't know if you were here when Alan showed the chick in the beginning, but yeah, I like the different colorations.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fun. Fun. Now, if you get into post-production a little bit, eventually, maybe you might want to open the eyes a little bit. And maybe even drop a little
Yes.
light on them, but yeah, that would help.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think I would do much.
And I guess maybe your AI machine could top the ears. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
probably.
you did an ear job on the cougars last time.
Yeah,
You
that's
fixed the ears.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you can always go back to the old-fashioned way and just clone them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
No, folks, on this one, I'd like to continue the narrative of the second set of eyes in photography. If you recall, if you guys go out with your wife or husband or something and they tap you on the shoulder, you're walking around and they're tapping you on the shoulder. Look, look, look.
Yeah.
So this is one of those second set of eyes pictures. And we were walking around and I got that tap on my shoulder. Look, look. And boom, swung into action. Lo and behold, I got the greatest Easter bunny shot of all time. That's what it is.
A good one.
And I want to mention one other thing. There's also a safety angle about the second set of eyes and the quiet tap. I was last year, maybe I was focusing on the Santa Rita Mountains right out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very preoccupied trying to get the shot, framing it up. I get the tap. I get a tap, and it's a little stronger this time, and it turns into a pull, and I'm standing right next to a rattlesnake. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
So that's what happened there. I know, Sandy, you said that almost all of us have that second set of eyes that go out with us.
Yeah, and almost all of us, I imagine, have encountered that too. They blend in so well. It's
yeah.
You almost do a double take when you finally see them there.
And often when I'm going about, I'm not aware of my feet and I trip on stuff, trip over a curb or hit a protrusion of some kind. So this one is definitely the second set of eyes, and I'm really happy. It's a beautiful Easter bunny.
Yeah. Was that
Straight shot,
locally?
no cropping, no nothing.
Yeah. Was this local or was this up in Washington?
This is Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see how green and lush.
Yeah, I was going to say the green gives it away, but also the length of his ears down here.
Oh yeah, down here the jackrabbits have really long ears.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even
this
the
is
normal rabbits are
Washington.
longer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's odd. We've got 2 or 3 little bunnies around here lately, and we've got all these not baby, they're juveniles and almost ready to leave Cooper's hawks around here, and I keep worrying about them getting eaten, but They just
Yeah.
freeze and blend right in. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd maybe clone this stuff out, once you get
Uh-huh.
on the other thing. Anybody else have anything on there? Yeah, I like the blue cool reflections you're getting from the
Mhm.
ambient light reflecting in.
It's almost as if this bunny is posing, it's so lucky it didn't skitter off in a second.
Yeah, he's probably on the freeze.
If
If they freeze, they're invisible.
Sandy, the old cameras are just a spring, bang. But
Yep.
now you have to turn your camera on and wait a second, so
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So, anyways, I'm real happy with the colors of the leaves and the green and everything. So
That's great. All right. That works.
here we go. This is one of my oldies but goodies. Again, this is Northwest.
Nice.
And this scene was in a family fun center, amusement center. There was some scenery set up around a miniature golf course.
Mhm.
And this one's the scale is about halfway to reality. But it was painted and constructed like a cartoon. You almost think you're in Roger Rabbit or something.
Yeah,
And love the shot.
Yeah, love the colors.
the colors are fun.
Yeah, colors were wonderful, animated. And folks, I just want to point out, it reminds me of Vincent Price in the House of Wax, the hot wax.
Hot wax.
I'm a big fan of Vincent Price, that wonderful old ghoul, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I thought I'd send this so you guys could see it.
Very cool.
No post-production, no cropping, just straight out. Can anyone read that?
This
none.
it's on the floor.
Peanuts on the something.
Mhm.
Right?
Floor.
What greater pleasure in life than throwing peanuts on the floor, right?
Yeah.
So just a shot outside of a restaurant.
I like the tin roof.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was, you can see this neon was on the star, but the peanuts on the floor wasn't turned on. That would have been nice if that was red.
Yeah.
But I like the calligraphic quality and the abstract expressionist sort of design. And I got a kick out of this, so I thought I'd share it with you guys.
You certainly could work on that, and get it to separate a little better. But
You thinking to drop some color in there, Sandy?
well, you could drop some color in there, or just maybe it was white neon or like a light blue. You can make anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it needs to come off the background a little bit. Yeah, that could be done. But
Yeah.
Nice shot.
And Sandy, this one, Riverview, I was inspired to send this in for today's session off of your bikini lovers picture from Italy.
Uh-huh.
If you recall, when you were mentioning how in the lower right-hand corner of your bikini lovers shot, you had some yellow, maybe a parking curb or something,
right.
and it corresponded in the upper register.
Yeah.
So this one, I've got the red lumber paint that I thought corresponded with the red on the wall, and then the green moss with the green. And this is the Cedar River running through the Maple Valley in Washington. I just like this shot, and I wanted to send it to respond to your picture. Does everyone recall his picture in Italy?
Yeah, or it could have been the graffiti I did in Naples. That one was pretty strong too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the correlation between the organic stuff and the graffiti.
Graffiti's fun to photograph, I think. It's
Yeah.
colorful, it's got a lot of gesture and squiggle.
You
Yeah.
must have a photographic memory, Dave.
I don't know. But you know, sometimes I'm responding to what you guys send in. Like Alan, you had the crown crane, and then this one I was inspired by Sandy's Italy picture. You know, to dance with your pictures, you know.
Mhm.
This is so different than the Southwest, isn't it, people? It's
Oh.
wet, mossy, it raining, you got ferns and water. So I thought that'd be a kind of a relief from all the cactus and all the dry we got down here.
So were you in holiday there, or
No, I used to live up there.
you lived there? Okay.
Yeah. This is in Renton, Washington, in the Maple Valley.
Mhm.
Yeah, I lived there for a long time.
Nice. Seems like a lot of people in Washington settled down in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Looks like we might get some rain. I'm seeing some.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just had a hailstorm run through here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had a really strong one the other night about 4 in the morning, and it was raining so hard it sounded like it was hail. I thought, oh, not again. But it turned out it was just heavy rain.
Oh,
But it
We
lasted
need some
about
water
2
here.
Yeah, we do. But other than that, it's just like been the usual, you know, 3 drops and it's gone kind of stuff.
we've got a tornado warning here.
Oh,
Wow.
by you? Oh, okay. Well, if you disappear, we'll know why. Go find a shelter quickly.
If I end up in Kansas, that's
Yeah. Okay, Jim Bowman, you're up.
Okay, well, this is a topaz piece. I guess everybody can tell that. And its name is Cave Dweller. Cave Dweller, the type of filter that it is.
Oh, okay.
But as is kind of usual, my habit is to pull the color through the filter. And so I did so with these. I'm not sure what these flowers are. Does anybody know? No?
Mhm.
Is
Anyway.
it some kind of wild rose, perhaps?
Yeah, it could be. It kind of looks like a wild rose.
Similar to an Alberta wild rose, but it's a lot more deeper color, looks like.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous, Jim. Gorgeous.
Yeah. So it kind of gives you a sense of reality, but then, you know, kind of makes subtle the sometimes not so pretty shrubbery, I guess you'd call it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like a drawing and a painting.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Well,
very nice.
thank you. Thank you.
I wonder if just taking this little light area off this edge would help.
Sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that might help. Other than that, looks great. Yeah, I like that.
Wow.
Okay, so
That.
today is the cute little animal day.
Yeah, yeah.
Same.
Chipmunk.
Yeah, so this guy was up at one of the lighthouses and he just kind of peered out of nowhere right next to my ear. And so I turned around and photographed him and he didn't move a bit.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
What do you mean by lighthouse? What are you in Alaska or something?
No, in Michigan.
In Michigan.
Yeah. Michigan has got lighthouses all over the place.
Oh,
Really?
awesome. Yeah.
What, around the lake? Is that it?
Yeah. Around
Oh,
on like every lake has got oodles of lighthouses and it's just endless lighthouse. So you can have if you like lighthouses, come to Michigan.
Incredible colors.
I like the way the texture of the bark goes along with his fur.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jim, did you enhance this with the
Yeah,
program?
again, I put in a filter called a chalk smudge,
Wow.
and then I pulled the actual image itself of the little squirrel through to get it to look real. So
It's incredible.
this is kind of an often technique that I use. So it really softened the bark in front of you, and
Uh-huh.
and it just made everything else except him nice and soft all around him.
Beautiful.
Yep. What a cutie.
Wow.
Okay, so this is again the same technique. It's called an oil glaze. Topaz again, and pulled the boat and the ramp up to the shore there, and that's what it came with.
Very nice.
Very
An
nice.
early morning kind of shot.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice shot, Jim.
Jim, this one reminds me of CSI Miami. The coloration on that TV show with the filters and stuff. It's wonderful. Beautiful.
I like the kind of monochrome feel you're getting here.
Mhm.
It's all that color. You've got some subtle color in here, but it's
Right.
really muted against this rich background. Nice. Yeah, that's a keeper.
Nice.
So this is out further out that lake. You got a whole bed of these lilies that are growing, and so I just thought I would do one to.
Beautiful.
So this one was called 3D Sketch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
What's your base camera that you're using?
A Nikon,
Nikon?
yeah. The D 700.
You got a big lens on it?
A long lens, but it's not real long. I mean, it's 18 to 200.
Mhm. With manual focus.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I wonder if maybe, I'm guessing there's more highlights and detail in these droplets on the original.
Right.
Maybe pull some of that through so it's more like this one, which has a real nice dimension to it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Just kind of flatten out.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, maybe get your eye to dance around a little more, up here and so on. Yeah. And there's probably some more subtleties in here you can pull through. But I think overall the premise works. I like the way this kind of sketches the edges.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, kind of like an echo,
Mhm.
Yeah. And then you get this light hint there too, which is kind of mandatory if you're going to see those little black sketches going. Those little white strokes. Yeah, cool.
Lighthouse.
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 So this is the lighthouse in my little town called Ludington. And just evening and right about this time of year.
These two
Nice.
go together. Morning and evening, huh?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So does that need straightened up a little bit, Jim, at the bottom, or?
Yeah. I didn't know what to do with that because it's both. If you straighten out the bottom, the top goes weird. And I don't know what's that little. There is a little program, Sandy. Maybe it's on Lightroom or Photoshop that you can literally pull up on the image of the lighthouse.
Photoshop, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it in Photoshop. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't have Photoshop anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, even a warp tool might work out. You know what? Do you use Lightroom when you start?
No,
Okay.
but I use. I went to a different system. I went to On One.
Okay. One on one, I imagine there's somewhere there for lens correction and chromatic aberration. Usually they put the two together. And I'm guessing
Maybe I need to just explore that. I've never dug down into the bottom of
yeah,
that.
yeah, you see this bowing here. I think a lot of that's from your lens. And there's a
Aberration,
lens
yeah.
profiles, at least in Lightroom that come in from
Yeah,
the
no, there. I should explore that more. You're right.
yeah. I haven't used it in Camera Raw, so I'll have to look for it, but I'm sure it's in there. Let's just see if it does anything. Maybe in geometry? No. Yeah, they always change the names between the two programs. I don't know why they don't keep them the same. I guess they want to keep you guessing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's look under basic. Maybe it's down there. No.
Optics.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, it's not giving you the no. Well, let's see what the distort does. Yeah, I guess you could bow in there out to
Oh,
cheat it a little
There you
bit.
go.
Yeah, you could
There you
cheat it
go.
a little bit and then crop in. Yeah, that would help a little bit.
wow.
Yeah, and then
And then geometry, of course, you could do some things there too with manual transformation. Let's see if yeah, you could straighten it out a little bit that way too. But then you're gonna have to crop off, the
yeah,
the keystone. So that's a possibility.
and that's yeah.
That's a Camera Raw, but I imagine On One has that stuff in there too. That's all pretty basic.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I guess I learned something there.
Okay. Good. Righty. Well, thanks for bringing those in. And Dave, thanks for bringing yours in as well.
Thank you. Great work, Jim.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Jim Murphy.
Yeah, I've been trying to shoot some landscapes lately and different things besides birds. So it's just a little landscape shot here. Kind of enhance the clouds a little bit and change the colors around.
What lens are you using, Jim?
What's that?
Lens are you using? The lens?
The lens on this one is it's a probably about 200 millimeter, 200 to 300 millimeter lens.
Jim, I'm gathering this is Northwest.
Yeah, this is Skagit Delta.
Skagit.
So I'm looking out towards Whidbey Island.
Okay.
Mm.
And there's you can't see it, but the Olympics are in the background there.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Wow.
guessing you're right. You probably have a little more detail you can pull into these highlights. Since you don't want to have your highlights disturbed down here, you could do it locally with selecting the sky. So let's pretend we're in Lightroom because I know you use that mostly.
Right, well, yeah.
So under your local, you just do select sky. There you go. And just work with your highlights there. You can pull those down and even take the whites up and down a little bit. Make it either more dramatic or bring it up just a hair. I wouldn't bring it much.
Wow.
Just start washing out a little bit.
Look at that.
And then I don't know about clarity. Let's just see. Maybe just a hint of clarity, and I don't think oh, that's great.
Great.
Wow.
See, dehaze. Yeah, dehaze is going to make it
Wow, look at
a
that.
little too much. So maybe just like
Where's the link?
+5 or
Chris never shows
6
me.
on the dehaze, and then
There's one out on that bush that's next to the sidewalk
In the
let's
backyard?
see.
in the front yard.
Oh,
And I don't remember the one in the backyard. It might be the bush in the corner.
oh, okay. I thought it was in the oleanders. I thought he said it was in
Oh,
the
it probably was the oleanders out back. but
Oh,
there's
could
one
you
up in the
mute?
Bush.
right by the front door.
No, well,
No,
that's
up
okay.
by the end, next to the neighbor, the bush is
anyway.
closest to the sidewalk.
And then you could probably
Okay, next to
curve
that,
your
you mean
saturation a little.
Towards
if
our neighbor that way.
that way. Okay.
just to
Thank you.
pull it down a little bit so it's not so blue. The other way to do it would be in your curves. You could take your blue and grabbing this little icon here, just kind of, well, actually go that way. You could kind of warm it up a little if you wanted to. Kind of get a little warm and cool going. Kind of up to you, Jim, on that. But that way, your mask is just on the sky. So anywhere
Right.
that blue, because it's the sky. Yeah. And then you can turn it on and off to see where you're at. You want to make it a little brighter to get back to where you were, you could go back here on your curves and hit this gray one, which does everything at once, and just kind of grab the center and bring it up just a little bit. There we go. Brighten it back up. So it's kind of where it was. But now you got your detail going there. And if you don't like that warm thing, you can just go back to your blue and bring it back.
No, no, I kind of like the warm, cool thing.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit less. There you go. So yeah, that's all you need to do on that. All right.
This is
Hmm.
I showed this mountain last time as well too. This is just another view of the Mount Baker, and using a 600 millimeter telephoto, compressing it down and focusing on the guy on the bicycle on the rocks there, and just using the mountain as a backdrop.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm quite a ways away from that guy too. I'm way out on the tide flat, so it allowed me to get that effect.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Could you take out some of the sky?
No, I didn't do anything to this guy. About all I did was I sharpened the foreground a little bit, and I brought up the blues a little bit in the back, and I opened up the guy's face a little bit.
Mhm.
There was nothing, you couldn't even see his face. I opened that up a little bit so you could kind of see his face. And I thought about making the rocks darker, but really, then they start to compete with the foreground a little bit too much. So I wanted to keep the mountain kind of soft.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe just darken the whole background up overall just a tad. So it's not so dominating.
Okay.
Looks like there's a lot of snow on Mount Baker. Is it?
Well, not as much as usual, but it's melting. But yeah, there's
Yeah.
just quite a bit of snow still.
Yeah.
I wonder if a gradient rather than just an overall darkening might do it. So again, just go back to camera rod. We'll use a gradient. Go back to our local masks, and this time we pick a linear gradient. I'm just gonna maybe something like that. Let's just try taking the whites down, see what happens. That gets muddy. Yeah. Anyways, might want to pull this down a little more. Yeah, maybe something like that might do it. I'm wondering if maybe, yeah, it's probably. Just maybe 2 or 3 points of blue. So you're going minus because you're pulling the yellow and going toward the blue. So yeah, just to keep it from getting muddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd probably be enough to do it. Yeah, I guess it's a aesthetic call which way to go. The other way would be maybe just kind of do a arc with a big brush, so it's not so linear. But yeah, either way could work. So basically, here's where you were. That's where you are now. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
So I had tons of eagle pictures, but so I thought, what I'm going to do, turn this into a fine art endeavor instead of a bird picture. I took this through about 5 different programs, but basically kind of creating these blue feathers in the background for backdrop behind the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Eagle's kind of making eye contact with me there, so
Yeah.
yeah, he's keeping an eye on me. So anyway,
Wow.
just creating a backdrop.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wow.
Just doing something different with it.
Yeah.
How far away was the eagle from you?
The eagle was, let's see, 25 yards.
Wow. It's looking right at you.
Yeah. I've cropped it up a little bit. So I had the whole body of the bird, but just cropped it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works out nice.
Very nice. And then so you separately created this background and then
Yes.
infused it into it.
Right.
It's some kind of a kaleidoscope or mirrored image.
Yes. They're
And
supposed
they're
to be
feathers or
they're supposed to be out. Yeah, they're like feathers.
Uh-huh.
Now, is that background on a separate layer at this point, or did you flatten it?
Yes, it's on a separate layer.
Yeah, you might want to just try lowering your vanishing point instead of being here, maybe down a bit and see how.
Okay.
Or maybe not at the neck, but maybe somewhere down around here. Just
Okay.
I don't know how much you got up on top to pull it down that far. That might be something to do. And then
Yeah, I had the masking wasn't real great in some of the areas on those feathers was really difficult. They're really fine.
Yeah.
on the neck there.
Yeah, there's a couple little divots there, but
Yeah,
yeah, you did a pretty nice job.
it's
Those-
kind of
you can
tedious,
go back with a really teeny brush and just kind
right?
of stroke back into those so that you break them up a little more like this.
Right.
That would solve it pretty quickly. But yeah, try move it. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I'm just thinking that the vanishing point probably needs to be here rather than up here.
Okay.
And then it may want to go to the left when you're doing that too. I don't know. Maybe this point could be somewhere up to
Right. Center it up a little bit more.
off the beak. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you've got to move it, but you can find out. Yeah, give it a try.
All right.
This is fun.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa.
This is I pulled this one. I took this in Nogales. Swam down there to the dentist. There's a place.
I know exactly what this is.
Yeah. There's a stack of these things.
Yeah.
This is an iPhone shot I took, and then I
Wow.
topazed it to give it kind of a little bit more of a Ghost Riders in the Sky effect.
Yeah. Electric.
Yeah.
What they get all these skulls from bullfights or what's
Probably a slaughterhouse. I'm guessing a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a huge stack. This is just a little section. There was a huge stack.
really? And then people can buy a skull.
You can buy a skull for sure.
You can buy a skull.
Yeah. There's that park up in Canada, the Smashing Heads or something. You know that one, Alan?
Yeah, smashed buffalo jump.
Yeah, they've got a
Smashed head and
yeah, the buffalo jump. They used to herd them over the side of a cliff to hunt them. It was a lot easier than chasing them down one by one.
Wow.
And yeah, they in their exhibit they had an area like this with a lot of heads. Got a picture of that somewhere. Maybe I can pull it up at the end if it's easy to find. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I know the one in Nogales.
Yeah.
Especially when it's really sunny out, it's just like
Yeah.
white skulls glistening. Yeah.
is that in the Mexican side, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Mexican side.
Uh-huh.
It's about a block from where you walk through. So it's there's a little kind of artsy craftsy place across the street, and they're stacked in there, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's in the next block past all the dental places. Like
yeah,
laser dental.
exactly.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to find.
You know, this Topaz program really moves the photos into the fine art realm.
Yeah.
They look like paintings and
Unfortunately, they stopped.
drawings.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Stop making it, stop supporting it, but don't know if you can still download and install it unless you have an account from something else you bought from them. I don't know if you have to own one of their other plugins.
That's unbelievable, that picture. Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat program. And then you can do a lot of local corrections and detail and contrast and other things too, beside the painterly effects. So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Jim, did you shoot this in black and white or color?
I shot this in color with my iPhone.
Uh-huh. So it was pretty monotone already with this.
Yeah, pretty
shadows.
monotone, really, very much.
Yeah. And some color in the horns.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Detail in the whites pretty well, which isn't that easy to do when it's really sunny out, especially on that particular subject. Nice.
Good composition too, the way you framed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
like this.
yeah, so photography is kind of a language, and some pictures tell a story, and I think some pictures make a statement. I think this picture kind of asks questions.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
You know, I like the asymmetry. I mean, he's centered, but everything else is off center, which is kind of
Mhm.
Ask questions about what the boy's thinking about, or
Well, yeah. What is he doing? What is he looking at? What
Uh-huh.
is he thinking? What's happening? It's not real clear what's going on. It's not a usual situation.
invites the imagination, so to speak.
Right. Invite you to just kind
Is
of,
that your son, or?
no, I don't know this person.
Mhm. Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he could be in a museum looking at a piece or in a,
Yeah, he's in a museum looking at a art installation.
yeah.
What he's looking at is done by a Chinese artist, and it's a fog, and you can see a little bit of water at the bottom, and it gradually lifts and reveals an incredible multimedia thing that involves drawing, photography, videography, and everything. It's very
So
fascinating.
Nice.
this is not a window. This is a video running here.
Yeah, that's a video in a museum.
Mhm.
Nice.
You could also be in the hold of a ship looking out a window, you know.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
yeah, or somebody's house that's on the water. Yeah, it could be anywhere. That's great. Nice.
Nice picture.
The light is bleeding off into the room too. Yeah, nice job.
Yeah, it's also it's an iPhone shot as well too.
Mhm. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, thanks. Let's go to Paula. Thanks for bringing those in.
Thanks.
Wow.
This is out again on one of my walks, and I think they had the sprinklers going, and I just caught the color in the flowers and the raindrops, and I took the background and turned it to black and white.
Mhm. Beautiful. Now, Paula, is this a cell phone shot, or you take your
No,
camera with you in the morning?
sometimes I'll take my camera if I'm not trying to get the dog out for a walk. I'll go out by myself and take my camera.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Brilliant red. Did you enhance the red, or the
I
flowers
did.
are all red?
I did. I enhanced those a
Uh-huh.
little bit.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I wonder if, well, maybe this way. The horizontal. I don't know.
That's very effective to remove all the colors of the background and just accentuate the flowers. Very effective.
I wonder if you do maybe a warm tone on the background rather than just black and white, or even a duotone.
Mhm.
You play with color grading at all?
I didn't do too much of the color gradient.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
more interested in the texture of the cactus than.
Yeah. There's this color grading, which is kind of neat. I don't know. I don't know if it works on black and whites. Let's see if it does. Now you can get all three at once, or if you want to get really
Yeah.
specific, you can do one at a time. Like you can start with the highlights, and basically, this is your tone. So maybe we want to go somewhere in here, and then from here out is the saturation.
Okay.
Yeah, and then say we want to go with the shadows. Maybe we go, I don't know, maybe something a little redder, not so. Or maybe you might want to go green. I don't know.
Ooh.
Not so strong though. Maybe just real subtle. And you can dial it in here too. So,
Yeah.
basically, you could. Well, that's midtones. You take your shadows, do the same thing. Kind of make those green as well. and then you get your luminance too. So, you know, you can kind of almost play with the contrast with the luminance in each of these. So maybe make the highlights brighter, the shadows darker,
Yeah, that's good.
and
Yeah.
then your midtones, maybe you just want to make it just a little brighter, you know, something like that. And then you've got blending and balance. So if you get back to all three of them here, your blending and balance, you know, kind of goes from the highlights to the shadows,
Wow.
Mhm.
What?
you know, depending on what you want to do. So maybe if you want it a little warmer, you would tend to skew it toward the highlights, and one a little cooler or greener, you go with the shadows. You know, try the highlights just a little. And then the balance kind of shifts, you know, back and forth between the two. That you kind of use sparingly.
Yep. Well, I'll play with those.
Yeah. So that kind of gives you, you know, now
Definitely
this is
like
not
that.
everything. Maybe you might want to take it off the flowers, but I kind of like it on everything. You know, at first I thought maybe you'd just do it on the background, but actually I think it's helping the flowers too.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Accentuates the droplets.
Yeah. So that's something you can play with.
Nice picture, Paula.
Thank you.
Hey.
Mm.
These are the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland.
Uh-huh.
And we came back from an island off the coast in a rainstorm, and then we got to walk around. So I did replace the sky and make it a little more dramatic in this one, and brought up some of the green on the side of the cliff.
Yeah.
Looks like Ireland.
Yep.
Mhm. And then some ancient ruins down at the end, maybe, or
I'm not sure. We didn't get that far down, but I
uh-huh.
wouldn't be surprised if if there are
Yeah.
some old
Lookout tower or something. Yeah.
towers and stuff down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really getting black. Maybe you could
Yeah,
selectively.
I tried to get in there and I couldn't get anything to come
Yeah,
out on
so
it.
maybe it just wasn't there. Yeah. Was this a raw image or JPEG?
I'm sorry.
Was this raw or JPEG?
This is TIFF.
Oh, TIFF.
It's raw.
It is raw. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's take a look and see if we can pull a little more in there. I don't know. Now, there's a number of ways you can do it. We'll just do the easy way with the brush filter. Here we're on, just see if there's anything there. Again, get your local, pick a brush. Just kind of paint in here and see what happens. I'm just gonna go with shadows. Oh yeah, there's stuff in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe open your blacks up a little bit. Maybe just bring the whites up, take the blacks down so it doesn't get so milky. And take the shadows back down now that we know something's there. I don't think there's much down here.
No.
Yeah. You could do that on a separate one. So basically you could just kind of open this up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
I can
that.
go in and
Somewhere there.
Yeah.
And then come in again with a new one. And make it a smaller brush. And just go in this area. And again, just kind of pull your whites and shadows up. That's not too much. Maybe right about there. So now you've got a little more detail going there. That might be a little too much, but I wasn't sure what you guys could see on the other end there.
Mhm.
Right.
And if it's too blue for you, just change your temperatures.
It seems too blue to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Too. So you can do a couple of different things. You can either desaturate it, but
Doesn't do
I
much.
would go back to the bigger one first, which is this guy. And I don't know if you want to
Yeah,
desaturate.
that's a little better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the other thing you
it's
can do
not
is
so blue.
just kind of warm it up. See,
Hmm.
your temperature to the yellow. Yellow and maybe a little green. There you go.
Yep, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I can go back and play with that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
Well, I'm not sure this guy is so friendly as the others, but he was at the Animal Kingdom, and I basically cropped it in and turned it into a black and white.
Mhm.
A nice hairdo.
Yeah, and I like the mask on his face.
Where is this taken?
This is in Florida,
Florida.
Animal Kingdom over at Disney World.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'd maybe see if you can pull his eyes up a little more and maybe just a little bit on the bridge of the nose.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Wow.
And they just happened to be in the water fountain, and I took a quick shot before they all flew off,
Uh-huh.
zoomed in, and I cropped this one a bit.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you soften the background up, or was it natural fall off?
That natural fall off, I didn't do anything to the background.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I debated whether to take out the bird in the lower left.
Oh, because you're not seeing his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that bothers me.
Oh.
Makes you wonder what's back there. What's a little mystery is the way this back rim's peeking through this.
Yeah, you can almost see through it, but
Yeah, is this glass or something?
no, it's probably a reflection off the plastic of the.
Oh, so of the front lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of lined up so it looks like it's you're seeing through it. Interesting.
I
Yeah.
can darken that up probably.
Yeah, might help. You know, maybe a reverse vignette, you know, making it go white on the edges might work out. You ever try that?
Sure.
Yeah. I haven't done it in Camera Raw, but I imagine it's there. If not, it's in other programs. But let's see, it's probably under effects. Yeah, there's vignette. So yeah, go plus. Yeah, it works. Okay. So you can play around. If you twirl this little carrot down, you can change the midpoint and
Oh yeah.
and how round it is.
Mm-hmm.
And also how it feathers. So if you increase the feathering, it's a little more subtle on the break. And at that point, yeah, something like that might work out nicely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, I guess it's everybody, right? Let's see. Yeah, we didn't miss anyone. Oh, like I said, I have Lightroom store. Let me start that up. All right. Well, you guys may or may not know that there's a noise reduction in Camera Raw as well as Lightroom now. And so I just tried to do something a little extreme to see how well it works. And I think this is like a 6400 ISO.
Mm.
Yeah, and you get a lot of color contamination and everything else, right? So after applying that, that's what it looks like.
Wow.
Mhm.
It really pulled the grain out. Did a nice job.
This is the Lightroom one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if you go to your develop module and you go down to, oh, where am I? Detail. Here's your denoise right here.
Yeah.
And it brings up, well, first it loads up its data, and then it'll bring this up and you kind of move it around wherever you want to check out an area, and then decide how much you need to get rid of it. You know, you can kind of dial it into where you want
Oh, wow.
and hit enhance. And what it does is it duplicates the file and makes it DNG and names it enhanced.
Oh,
And it gives you an idea. So this one, they say it's going to be about 4 seconds. So that's how you do that.
Wow.
so Sandy, do you use a larger ASA and then just keep it on that all the time, or do you move it back and forth?
No, I usually try and keep it as absolutely low as I can. But here was a situation where a neighbor called me and says, I got this big bug. I don't know what the heck it is. I've got the bucket over it. Come on over. So I said, okay, it's in the garage. So it's on the way. I just set my camera at f11 at 250th in case the thing ran, you know, get fast shutter speed. And so I had it in manual mode, and then I took my ISO and put it to auto, so I didn't have to worry about, you know, if I'm chasing it around between light and dark areas, you know, if I'm going to get the right exposure. And so when he put some cardboard down underneath it and then flipped the bucket over and took the cardboard off, and it was pretty dark, so the auto ISO went to 6400 to compensate, and even then it was a little dark, so I had to adjust it a little bit in Lightroom. So yeah, that's how I would tackle it, something unknown as that without being there and knowing that you gotta kind of shoot quick, because these little buggers probably run pretty fast. Oh, this guy was pretty hot. He didn't go anywhere. So it was kind of like I was over prepared for him. But yeah. So yeah, if you put your mode to manual and get a decent depth of field and a quick enough shutter, and then just let the ISO ride in auto, it usually covers you pretty well.
Okay.
Do you like 2 or 3 inches long, something like that?
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah. Looks like a pine bark beetle.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be what it is too, because there is a pine tree on the premises. I wonder if he's doing some damage over there.
I think you could get a lot closer.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have gotten right up in here. I don't, I had my 24 to 240 instead of my macro, because I just wasn't sure how close and how quick this guy was going to move, if I could keep him in, you know, a decent focus. In fact, I didn't even know what it was till I got there. So yeah, be nice to do a macro shot on it.
It's got a pretty spiky looking collar there, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. And the mandibles are pretty nasty looking too. All right. And then geez, what was it? Maybe Friday night, the light was just amazing on Sunset.
Beautiful.
But, you know, I've got this neighbor's house and it bugs the hell out of me. So my shot. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try the generative fill, and look at that.
Take him out.
My house.
I hope they weren't in it at the time.
Yeah, really.
You
They
took
ended
the
somewhere
neighbor
in
out.
Kansas. So yeah, it was kind of a nice evening. And then I don't know if you guys saw this shot before or not. It was really bugging me, the tangent I was getting here. So I decided to extend this one too and see how it worked out. So
Wow.
generative fill to the rescue. And I still would probably put additional
Okay.
cracks here and things just
On
to
three.
push it off. But I think
Yeah,
Wait,
three.
Sandy, AI filled in that wheel there?
not only the wheel,
Bush
all the
next door, they use
stones
the
too.
tree. The big oak tree.
Wow.
All the way on
Yeah,
top
see,
end.
it had to extend all those cobblestones
The
as
tree is
well.
filled with high.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Let's
I
say
love
give
it.
you 3 varieties to work on. And let's see which one you like the best.
That's amazing.
Shots.
And that's in the new Photoshop.
The
This-
beta one.
Yeah, this is the beta. It should be in the release pretty soon. Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, it's pretty neat. And then I really like the curved glass out of this. Of course, I always shoot doors and windows and entrances when I'm in different places, but this one really struck me.
Mhm.
Just how simple and clean it was.
Love that blue. Yeah.
And the mix of the old here and the new.
Mhm.
I think it worked out really well. And then they obviously upgraded these windows and doors as well.
Really
It's like a
Very
window
interesting.
washer's nightmare.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Wow.
I can imagine. Well, it rains there plenty, so I don't know if they put some kind of Rain-X or some kind of spotting agent on it or what. It looked pretty
This
good.
is a private residence or a
Yeah.
hotel?
It's a residence,
Uh-huh.
probably multiple apartments, and I'm guessing these light up at night.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of neat.
That's so cool.
And this was in the bowels of one of the castles. I just like the
Yeah.
family back there, the silhouettes from them. And then, of course, a repetition of all the arches.
Yeah.
And look how thick these walls are.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And then these are the
Wow.
tree houses. They're down in the Perugia area. This one's abandoned. But,
Yeah. Wow.
Look at
Very
that.
cool.
yeah, I had to kind of climb through some barricades to get to this one.
How old is something like this?
I don't know. They're pretty old.
Yeah.
And this is an old Greek theater
Wow.
in Sicily. That's Mount Etna back there, which is currently erupting a little bit.
Wow.
But we were already back in Italy when it started.
That's amazing. Eh?
Yeah, there's quite a few volcanoes that are erupting right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think I don't think global warming's lighting them up or what's going on. Yeah.
Sandy, I love your Italian pictures. There's so much to look at all around, It's really cool.
It's so many layers. You've got all the stuff they're excavating here,
Yeah.
and these columns and ruins, and then you got the newer town here, and then
Yeah.
go back, and then you got the volcanoes and the skies, and yeah, it goes on.
That's the natural sky. You didn't fix
No.
that.
Yeah. Well, I darkened it down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because this was barely discernible in the original shot. Yeah, because it was such a difference in brightness. And this was early morning from another location. We camped right near the water there. On the other side, this was more on the northeast side of the island. I think it might need a little more snap, but I kind of like the kind of pastel-y feel of it for early morning. Probably gonna take these out. I think they
Mhm.
a little too much. And maybe these taillights or whatever they are.
It does look like there's a lot of litter on the beach for some reason.
Oh, there's a lot of garbage everywhere.
Is there?
I've selectively focused out most of it, but yeah, it's especially in the south, I noticed that just it heaps of garbage everywhere, and even where there's containers to put it, it's piled up around them, like they're not getting to pick it up. Yeah, it's a shame. And this was just a break near the harbor, one of the areas we were in.
Beautiful blue.
Yeah, and then I enhanced it a little bit with the warm and cool. I kind of like the geometry of all those cement blocks they put in. Yeah, and this was just another one of those wonderful fields.
Wow.
I did have some of these beams, but I added a few more just to pick it up a bit. But yeah, spring there is just overwhelmingly.
That's gorgeous.
Compared to here, as far as the green and ground coverage. And it was amazing. As soon as you got out of any little town or city, it was just agriculture everywhere. There wasn't a vacant area that wasn't, covered with either natural wildflowers or something like this, or cultivated. Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Gorgeous.
Thanks.
That almost looks like a long exposure there on the clouds.
I think it's a distortion from the wide angle.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this was just a little sculpture somebody did up on a cliff. We were looking for sunset, and it wasn't quite there yet, but it was starting to come in pretty strong on the edge of this. So I thought that was kind of fun. Yeah, it looked like a kind of a natural stone that they cut up. I'm not sure. Either that or it's weathered a lot. So I think, that's what I got for this week.
Very nice.
Yeah, very good.
Let me stop
Beautiful.
real quick and let me see if I can find that buffalo shot that I had somewhere. Goodness, it goes back a way.
How are you searching for that? Just out of curiosity.
I don't have a keyworded probably, so I know it's in one of my edit folders. Do you use collections at all?
Try to use it. I started Lightroom. I started trying to identify things way too late in Lightroom, but
yeah, me too.
Just an amazing program.
Yeah, here they are. Okay, so let me just share screen again here. Yeah, so to answer your question, I created these collections here, and this one's called Edits, okay? And basically these are the ones I really like of different things over the years. So here's all this stuff from that museum. You might get a kick out of this too, Alan. This was up in Pyramid Lake.
Yeah.
Which is kind of near your area. Yeah, but this is all from that Northwest. You can see Waterton here.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Wow.
That's fireworks in Mexico. Let me go back. I guess
that was a great shot.
Thanks.
Wow.
It's my place. Guess I'll have to scroll on down. Okay. Yeah, here's Waterton.
What?
Yeah, you may have seen that before.
A Mountie waits on the tables?
Yeah, he was giving a talk.
Alan, what's going on in Canada?
Obviously came in to arrest somebody.
Yeah, he's up there arresting a dude. Yeah. This one I kind of made kind of ghoulish.
Is this the same pile of skulls?
No, this one's up in Canada. The other border.
Oh,
There's
wow.
there's the straight shot. So that's what I did to it. And then
Wow.
and then I did a couple other ones where I just kind of spot
I like that one.
tone that one.
Wow.
I think I like this one a little better. Yeah, I kind of did a couple of variations on that one too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, skulls are nice. They're a lot of fun to play with. But that pile down in Nogales is worth getting
Whoa.
to if you can. Yeah.
What is this sunset here
Oh,
next to the solar? What
that
is
is-
that? Okay, solar eclipse.
yeah, that's the eclipse in Casper, Wyoming, 2017. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what was the one next to it? It looks incredible. What?
This.
Yeah.
That's just here. After you go over Gates Pass and come down on the other side.
Wow.
Yeah, on your way over to the Desert Museum. Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's a neat area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. Yeah.
That's I love that road. It's a great road.
Yeah, it's amazing after you come down. But yeah, here's Pyramid Lake. This guy had a whole harem.
Wow.
He was quite a big elk. Anyway, I think we're pretty close to time here. So what I did for my summer vacation. Okay.
Fantastic.
Thanks. Okay, so let me stop the recording, stop sharing, stop recording, and